Madrid has been a force to be reckoned with the last couple of seasons, and the Tigers made it all the way to the state semifinals last year, but fell to West Hancock for the second straight season. Now, up until that point, Madrid had won 6 straight games and only had 2 losses. Head coach Brock Ingles says a faster start might be the key to going all the way this year.
And that's something we've been preaching. I feel like the best football teams are peaking later, but we want to start, a little bit more ahead of schedule this year in our first couple weeks of the season for sure.
It's not a one-man show. I mean, I've never even tried out for quarterback before this year. We had All-State 2 times in a row, so I never even had a thought, but I don't know, this year is different. The team's brought me up. I'm excited. I think we'll do very good.
I think we just all want to win a state title. I think that's all we really care about. Just take it week by week, keep winning, and eventually get that title.
If the Tigers get hot at the right time, they could just be the kings of Class A. Madrid will head to Woodward Granger for their Week 1 matchup.
More football to talk about, especially at Pella Christian, a team that snuck its way into the 1A postseason last year, but is making the move up this year. The Eagles are moving to 2A this season. A younger group containing mostly sophomores and a group that is on the lower side of numbers. It's super important to stay healthy. Senior linebacker and tight end Garrett Wheeler emphasized that on Friday before Pella Christian scrimmage.
Well, we've all got to stay healthy. We've all got to stay dedicated to our grind all season long, taking care of our bodies, making sure we're covering because we're all playing 130 snaps a night.
What's the biggest thing you want to learn about yourself as a head coach going into year 18?
Well, it's a great question. I think number one, do I still have the passion for it, still have the juice for it? I feel like I do. We had a really good camp. Kids have worked hard, so it's just fun to see kids work hard and develop and grow. So that's what keeps me going, and definitely got that going with my kids this year.
Year 18 for head coach Rick Kakmarinsky. Let's go. Home game to begin the year for PC. Roland Story comes to town on Friday. 13 more days until Reina and I bring you the best of Week 1 on Friday Night Blitz. One of the best in 2A last year, PCM, well, it was getting after it yesterday. The Mustangs continue our high school football previews. PCM is coming off a quarterfinal finish in 2024. So with that in mind, head coach Greg Bonnet finished his sentence for me. PCM goes even farther this fall, if what?
If we develop habits that equal great plays. If you develop bad habits, you got bad plays. If you develop good habits, good plays, great habits, great plays. And I think that's one thing that we did really good last year. With their team, that if they improve consistently throughout the year, we could be knocking on the door to at least achieve what we did last year.
I think everyone's done a pretty good job of it, so I don't think we'll have any problem just getting all the guys back that we need.
Obviously, we're losing a lot of guys, so it's going to be a little bit different. It might be a little bit more difficult, but still got the same aspirations.
Big shoes to fill with Trenner Van Dyke, who had 13 sacks for the Stangs last year, out the door because of graduation. PCM, hosts Sigourney Kyoto for Week 1 on the 29th at 7 p.m. Last night we had scrimmages. Newton made its way down to Pella Christian and showed why this is a team that has alarmed folks like us this preseason. The Cardinals were 4A first-round exits last year and expected to dominate this fall. I looked at IA football's rankings just a couple of days ago. They're picking them 4th in their preseason rankings at 4A. The Cardinals tell me, though, they still have to prove the critics right and are going to do so with their great leadership and great culture as well.
We build our program on culture and family, right? And so I think it takes a little bit of time sometimes to build that culture, but our kids are there right now. And so we've got some fantastic leaders in our program. We build our program on love, and I think our kids are probably the most tight-knit group in the state.
And I feel like that's the calling that Christ gave me, is to be a leader on this team, and that's how I live out my entire life, is just being a leader and being a good role model for these guys, and not only helping them be better football players, but just better men in life.
I'm just trying to be like the people that were in the past, exactly like them, because this culture wouldn't be what it is without them.
This team is going to be fun to watch this year, man. Week 1 is next Friday. The Cards get Carlisle to begin the season.
In Class 4A, you'd be pressed to find another team that is hungrier than Pella. The Dutch fell to North Polk in last year's state championship, but now they turn the page to both a new year and a new head coach. Ben Ballard takes over for Jay McKinstry after 15 years as an assistant. Ballard says there's a lot of work to accomplish to make year 1 successful.
They're ready to go, and I think that will help build this year. We have a lot of work to do, so it doesn't guarantee anything, and I think that's my task as head coach. Is you don't just get to go back there because you want to. You have to earn it, and I think that's the challenge, but the guys are ready for that.
It's just a whole new feeling, a whole new team, a new coach, and I think that we're just going to be able to push. We know what it takes to get to the championship game, but now we know what it takes to finish it.
We've been working really hard this offseason. I've been trying to work hard and trying to lead my teammates the best way I can. Yeah. And I feel like with Coach Ballard, we have a really good chance at success, and I'm just really ready to be a part of it.
Pella hosts Ballard to open the season next Friday. North Polk is entering the 2025 season as the defending Class 4A state champs, and it'll be pretty hard to top an undefeated season that resulted in the program's first ever state title. Not to mention losing 21 seniors that were the main contributors during that run. Now, is there pressure to live up to that standard? Sure, but Tim Tabrink's group is up for the challenge, and with one of the toughest schedules in the state lying ahead of them, it's a great opportunity for the Comets to show what they're made of.
13-0 it's hard to replicate, obviously, and it's a lot of pressure, but I think we're going to accept it well, and it does give us more fuel because we want to prove that we can win by our own. And obviously those guys last year were really good, but we want to showcase what we can really do.
Compete, compete, compete. That's what we do here at North Polk, and we're not going to stop now. They give us the toughest schedule. I mean, it's tough not to give us a hard schedule because of the year that we had last year, but we deserve it. We can handle it.
North Polk starts off the season with an opponent who's no stranger to the Dome, Lewis Central. The Titans won the last meeting back in 2023. Boone went 4-5 last year, but the team believes they left a lot on the table. This season, they've taken it up a notch in the offseason, and they are locked in on making some real progress.
I know working on all off season, getting our kids ready, getting them physically ready, mentally ready for a 9-week plus grind of football season, and the kids have really responded to that and are excited for what they can do.
But this year we got a lot more people out. We went from like 60 people last year, and now we got 80 to 90 people out, and a lot more kids showing up to summer stuff.
I think that if we have any year to have a chance to get to the playoffs, it's going to be this year, and to really make a dent in the program and keep pushing it forward to progressively get better and better and hopefully move Boone football back to where it used to be.
Boone will start off the season at home hosting Greene County.
We're just a couple Fridays away from being on your television for Friday Night Blitz and what will be an action-packed high school football season. The best way to get it going is with high school football previews. That began today, down the road from us at ADM High School. The Tigers made the 4A quarterfinals last year and won a district title, wrapping up with an 8-3 record. So head coach Doug Winkowicz now heading into year 2 as head coach at ADM. I got to ask, how can your guys build off of that 1 year later?
I think the number one thing for us is, can we build depth? I mean, we feel pretty good about ones and some twos, but we have to make sure that we build depth.
We lost quite a few, but I think we have a tight pack that's a lot of great players that are coming back, and I think we're all due to make some plays and have some fun.
No better way to open the season than a straight shot down south. That's where Winterset is. Road trip for the Tigers awaits in week 1 on Friday, the 29th. Before ADM, I headed to Gilbert. The Tigers posting their largest team in school history in 2025, coming off a district title and state quarterfinal finish last season. Will Hawthorne, last year's Iowa Gatorade Player of the Year, now at Iowa State playing linebacker. He may be out the door, but head coach Graham Lunt and company tell me that that door has stayed open for a squad that's ready for some battles in the fall.
That allows us to step onto the practice field and have that focus and intensity that's needed here in early August when it can be hot, you get a little tired, and you mentally maybe want to scale back a little bit. These guys are able to more mentally lock in.
I would hate to be the defense that goes against our offense because it's so confusing being back there. And yeah, I love just messing with people and giving them different looks every play, even though they think it's the same play, it's not.
Following year is 6-3, and then now last year we were 9-2. So this year we want to surpass that. We want to do better than last year. Obviously that's the goal. Senior year we want to finish on top.
Hey, by the way, that entire offensive line is back, and they got after it in some heat that was hotter than nuggets coming out of the air fryer. Gilbert looks to dominate once again, starting with Carroll, also on Friday, August 29th. Many teams in our area found their way into the Class 5A football playoffs. Johnston was one of those teams and is poised to do it again with plenty of returners. The Dragons have one of the most experienced men in charge in Brian Woodley, now heading into year 24 as head coach. He knows there's no way to cut through the competition with scissors, but he details why this can be the group to make it to a state title game this fall.
I really look back to after last year, took a tough loss in the quarterfinals. A lot of these guys were a part of that game against Valley in the quarterfinals. It kind of drove them in the winter. And we got a ton of juniors that got a lot of experience last year as sophomores. So I think that's what bodes well for us.
We have a good group of guys that are returning and also good people coming in to fill those senior spots that I feel like we could really learn from our mistakes last year.
It's a lot of chemistry building for the guys, lots of hanging out outside and lots of just reps with each other, talking to each other, communicating, and our coaches do a great job just helping us with our assignments and stuff.
Week 1 features 2 playoff squads. Waukee comes to town to open the Dragons' 2025 slate.
Urbandale's upcoming season is going to look a little bit different for the first time in over 2 decades. With Sam Anderson retiring, it's Pete Traynor that's now taking the reins for the Jayhawks. Traynor was an assistant under Anderson's staff. Last year, Urbandale went 3-6, but with the new boss in charge, Traynor says he's confident they will be stronger this year.
For ourselves too, but like other people know that things are different, right? We're changing the culture, you know, the family atmosphere and that kind of stuff, the brotherhood for the guys on the field for a Friday night, and letting people know, especially our community, things are a little different.
We take all of our stuff from practice and we really want to apply it to the game by just helping our teammates, staying strong and staying mentally focused as a team.
They seem more focused and like there's not as much like messing around going on. Everyone seems intent on our one goal, which is to win.
The Jayhawks are hungry for the turnaround, and they host DCG to begin Traynor's tenure.
We're getting closer to blitzing, and we're checking off crosstown rivals tonight for high school football previews. Ankeny Centennial comes first. The team reached the 5A quarterfinals last season. It's a talented group, both last year and this year, but the brotherhood, senior lineman Braylon Deacon Cahey says, will be what's key to success this fall for the Jaguars.
That's something we had to learn last year is that, hey, cool, we have all this talent. You know, it's every single day, the grit part of it. You know, that's what I really had to learn this offseason is the grit part of it, being a teammate, being a leader and all that.
Nobody's believing us really right now. I feel like we're an underdog right now. I think we're just going to surprise every team out there.
How do you guys do that?
Winning ball games, that's it. I mean, I think we're going to win almost every single game. I think we should win every game.
One step at a time, one play at a time. It's, you know, our depth, you know, we don't have a lot of depth, but we got quality kids. So we need to stay healthy, execute, make sure we don't turn the ball over, play good defense, all the little intangibles to make up a good team.
If the brotherhood has a tight bond like Mario and Luigi do, look out for the Jaguars. They head to Southeast Polk, the defending 5A champions, next Friday, the 29th at 7. Also reaching the 5A quarters last year, Ankeny, looking for revenge over its rival from last season and then some. The idea of losing gives this team the ick, and rightfully so. But senior wide receiver Andrew Brandhorst tells me seeing last year's seniors suffer from defeat is motivation for what's to come in his final run this fall.
I think we grow with motivation of the loss, and we know that as juniors last year, how it felt seeing the seniors leave after losing a game, and the year before that. We don't want that to happen, so we're using that as motivation.
I would have to say we had all our starters last year left except for 2 of us, and so seeing all the new guys step up and get a shot to be really great.
We preach about having high character and we try to live it, and you know, this group isn't anything different, and they, you know, they've really grown and matured. It's great seeing them as you know, when you saw them as a freshman or sophomore, what they are now. It's awesome to see.
Back-to-back Waukee schools to begin the season for the Hawks. Northwest comes first at home at 7 on the 29th.
The CIML is one of the toughest conferences in all of Central Iowa, maybe even the entire state when it comes to football. All but 2 teams made the playoffs last season, one of them being Waukee Northwest. The Wolves missed out on the postseason last year for the first time in school history. Now this offseason, they've grown from the experience and have built up their confidence.
There's so many good teams here in Central Iowa. Every Friday night, they're going to be close games, and so it's finding ways to win those games. A lot's done in the offseason, so our kids, I think, were really motivated, and we've had a really good offseason.
I think we have a lot of returners this year. That experience, I think, is what's going to really help us this year. We've been working hard every day this summer, and I think we look really good this year.
To have a good senior year, I just want to fight through adversity and, lead the team, win some games, have some fun along the way.
And winning leads to fun. The Wolves will look for a great start to the season, starting with Ankeny in Week 1. Well, staying in Waukee, the Warriors are coming off of a playoff appearance in 2024, with injuries unfortunately getting the best of them. Head coach Gabe Baker says off-season adjustments have been crucial in helping his team come back stronger this fall.
We modified our summer program for the first time in 5 years to try to keep kids healthy, and rest and recovery was a big thing, and I really think it's been an advantage for us this year.
Ultimately, just be a good leader. That's kind of what it is. Keep the guys pumped up, keep everyone locked in, and just make my plays when the time comes and don't force anything.
Last year, we went in there and we compete with anybody in every team we could. So, being able to go out there and compete, and even if you're the underdog, you can go out there and shock the world.
And they'll start off the season on the road against Johnston. Staying in the CIML, Southeast Polk has been rolling for the last 4 years, and this season they're on a mission for more. The Rams are the 4-time defending state champions, coming off of a win over Valley 38-35 in last year's barn burner of a game at the Unidome. Now, how does Southeast Polk run it back again? Well, staying in the moment is what the players say.
One of the things we say here is be where your feet are. We're not focused on what happens in the past. We're all worried about us right now and getting back to hopefully another championship.
We try to keep our mind where our feet are and try not to get overstressed on the situation and just breathe so we can get through the situation.
There's no fast and quick and easy way to build a program. It takes time. There are good days, there are bad days, but if you attack each and every day and learn from mistakes and continue to build skill, individually and then collectively as a team, you're able to do special things, and that's the challenge, and that's really hard to do.
1, 2, 3, family.
The Rams will kick off their quest for another state title against Ankeny Centennial in the season opener. The pain of coming so close to a state title and falling short definitely stings, but Valley is back and they are ready to turn the page this year. Head coach Gary Swenson is confident they'll have another good season based on the team's attitude and the work that they've put in during the off-season. And one of the reasons the Tigers have had so much success is because they've been able to have an even-keeled approach throughout the ups and downs of the season.
If you're not successful, you've just got to weather the storm and hang in there. And it's not easy, but I think if your players know and they see from the coaching staff, you're not going to stop coaching because of a disappointment the previous Friday night. As soon as that game ends, you turn the page.
Last year's a new team, so, we kind of put that in the past. And, yeah, we have trust in the guys in the locker room. We have trust in these coaches, so, yeah, we're ready to go.
And what better way to start this season than with the rivalry game? Valley will face off against Dowling in Week 1.
On Iowa High School Gridirons, game week is here. And this season, we may talk about Dowling Catholic plenty, who's expecting to return to the Unidome this fall. The Maroons made it to the semifinals last season, but are expected by many to go one game further. Head coach Tom Wilson and company told me today how they seal the deal once November rolls around.
Every year is a challenge and a new challenge, and really we just want to take this team as far as we can take it and get them to maximize themselves, and we won't know about that for a while. It's a journey.
Just doing your own job. Don't try, like I said earlier, don't do too much. Just trust your guys around you, because we've been working all off season, just trusting the whole team to do their own job.
Doing my part, reading my keys, doing everything right, make less mistakes, and get my team in the right mind and focus to compete.
I'm pretty pumped about this Dowling Catholic team. And guess who they get Week 1? Yeah, it's going to be one heck of a matchup against Valley to open the season. That gets going on Friday, kickoff September 7. Our first game of the week is on deck, and it's Norwalk heading to Indianola on Friday night. The Warriors are making the move to 5A for the first time ever. Head coach Paul Patterson and company told me how excited they were for the opportunity to face the stiffest competition, because it is way simpler than you think.
At the end of the day, it's still football.
and I think that's sometimes what people get lost in is it's, they still have to put 11, we have to put 11. They don't get 2 more guys or 3 more guys because they're in 5A. It's still football.
Our whole team is just looking at it as a great opportunity to just show what Norwalk can do and how good our football program really is. We're excited to have a lot of the tough competition that we will have on our schedule.
As a team, we're just focused on us and kind of blocking out the outside noise. That's one thing that I've told everyone, is to not worry about what other people are saying, and we just need to focus on what we have here and what's in front of us.
Crazy to say, but it's almost here, friends. Norwalk heading to Indianola week 1 for our first game of the week. Friday Night Blitz on deck. Kickoff set for 7.
Just like their rival and Week 1 opponent Norwalk, Indianola is also making the move up to 5A for the first time in a decade. The Indians came up short in the postseason last year, and there will be plenty of challenges this fall, like moving up a class. But that also comes with some excitement.
We're excited. We feel that the last 4 years playing 4A, some really quality football, the last few years especially, has gotten us ready for this point.
Yeah, it's a different challenge. We haven't been to 5A for probably 10 years now, but we've been there before and we've competed there. So I think we're excited, but we're prepared for it.
Especially with the new changes with coming 4A to 5A for being a 4A for 3 years. I'm definitely pumped for this season because I get new opportunities against new teams, and we learn from the best.
Indianola will be featured in our first game of the week this season when they host Norwalk this Friday at 7.